I was in undergrad at Cal State LA, I decided to do a talk show because I love talk shows and I always wanted to be a talk show host. Welcome to In My Zone. I'm Patricia Tone. A day in the life of a 50-plus unemployed filmmaker edition. What's up, y'all? I am right now leaving Palace Rancho. Let me say it correctly. Rancho Palos Verdes area. And this area is up in the mountains south, as far south as you can go, down Sepulveda, I think. And it's a beach area, and it's up in the hills, as you can see. We're in the mountains. We have the mountains over here and the water over here. And so it's like one of my favorite areas. Now I got in a slow lane to go slow. Now everybody got in the lane behind me. Any other day they be going around me. Now he wouldn't be going behind me slow. Okay, anyway, let me focus. Can y'all see the water? It's out yonder. Out yonder. It's a beautiful view. And one of my favorite areas. One of my favorite areas. I just had to drop somebody off over here, so I'm on my way back. Now, this video is leaning. I'm telling y'all now, it's gonna be leaning and a little lopsided. I'm gonna have to straighten it out and edit because of the way it's set up, because I had to try and find a different type of phone setup on my window. Now I like it, but I still need to figure something else out for it, so that it could be easier to maneuver. But anyway, look at my view. Well, I'm going the wrong way. I'm gonna do another one coming up the other way one day, so y'all can really see the whole thing. When I was in undergrad at Cal State LA, I decided to do a talk show because I love talk shows and I always wanted to be a talk show host. And I decided, since I'm going to be now behind the camera, I needed to find a host. I needed to find talent. So I went back out to the comedy clubs, because I used to do stand-up comedy for a very long time. Hosted shows and did shows, promoted shows, things like that, right? And so I first started out in the 90s, late 90s. I was producing and directing stand-up comedy shows for the public access channel on Crenshaw near Jefferson. I was over there learning how to produce and direct, and I couldn't get a lot of people on my side. You know, they didn't understand the vision that I had, and everybody thought that just because it was public access that it didn't mean anything. You know, they didn't understand it was all part of nurturing and growth and learning how to perform on stage for TV, things like that. When I ask people to do things, it's to teach them numerous things at once, even though they don't realize it when I ask. But I see a bigger picture than they ever see and realize until after they've already decided not to be my friend again, which I don't give a a lot of times they'll come back and apologize or say, oh my God, you were right. You were trying to tell us this and that and this and that. I'm like, yeah, I did. And so even with the public access stand-up comedy show, people were recognizing me. I didn't even know people were watching public access like that, but it was popular back in the day because people were trying to get on TV by any means necessary. And they had free training, or either it was a low fee, some under $50, because I remember that, but I want to think it was free, and you just had to make sure you signed up or registered, and I did that back in the 90s, not even then realizing that I really wanted to be a filmmaker, or I knew I wanted to be a director, I guess, because I was doing it. I remember it was like a subliminal thing. I didn't even really realize what I was learning for myself. I didn't really realize what I was doing for me. I produced a few shows for the public access channel, and so now that I was in undergrad, many moons later, I decided to go find a host for my new talk show. And so I went to the clubs and I saw some people that I knew, and I asked one of them, I was like, hey, you've really grown, it was Rodney Perry. I said, I want to do this talk show, and I have this big studio at school. All you have to do is get the guests, and you got the jokes, and you write an intro, and I do all the rest. And he didn't want to do it. And he said, I don't see myself as a talk show host. I said, but you hosting comedy every day, every night, I said, that's what you do. And he didn't want to do it. I decided to find another person. Okay, this is what I decided to do. I created a whole nother show called Personal Conversations. And I got Kente Scott to do it, comedian, actor Kente Scott. And so my plan was Rodney as the guest so that he could see what I was trying to do for him, with him on this show that I wanted to create called the Rodney Perry Show. And so he came in, we interviewed him, and then, he's looking around, oh, okay, I get it, okay. So he got 3 guests to do the first set of shows, and I filmed the shows. Now, again, I was doing this solo. It was a tester, a teaser, but what I was sad about is the fact that I had to create a whole different show to convince somebody that I wanted to help them. You know what I mean? It's like, if I would have been anybody else, they would have jumped on it, but with me, people don't never see themselves doing this or that, or they didn't have that in mind for their career. And then when they realized what I was saying, it's never, okay, come on, let's do this the right way. Let's keep it going. Oh, thank you for this. Or it's never an appreciated thing, So anyway, we taped the first set of shows, and people, started talking about them. And then he wanted to do some more, so I scheduled to tape some more shows. And though this time, since he saw what I was trying to do, this time he was bringing in furniture and shit, and he had a better set of guests. I'm not going to say better. I apologize. He had a more high profile set of guests, and we taped 6 more episodes. And if I tell you, I had gotten a girl to help me who I knew in Houston, and she was so rude, so nasty. I was just devastated. I mean, the girl that was helping me, Nia, was such a bee. I was just floored. Anything I asked her to do, I ain't come here to do that. Well, what you here for? You're here to help. And so I asked her to I asked her to escort Niecy Nash to the car when it was over, right? And next thing I know, I look up and she back in the studio. I said, I thought I asked you to walk her to the car. She can walk to the car herself. That ain't what I asked you to do. I come from being a talent assistant. You walk the talent to the car. It ain't no question about she can walk herself. That ain't what I asked you to do. I asked you to walk Niecy Nash safely to her car because she was in an area that she had never been in before. I was so damn mad. As you can see, I still am mad. And I realized all these people were against me in the end, you know. And one of the guests, he did a radio show. And when I wanted to try and promote a fundraiser for a film that I wanted to do with the late A.J. Johnson, he let us come to the show, but then when we were on the show, he was rude as F to me. Rude AF to me. And I ain't even understand why. Just nasty. Nasty, nasty, nasty. And I was so shocked and upset and hurt. Like, what the hell you asked me to come on a radio show for you to be an asshole to me when the mic off? But that's the way people are, right? So anyway, we taped those 6 shows, 6 new shows, the Rodney Perry Show. It got a lot of buzz. A friend of mine sent me a message and said, hey, this Rodney Perry Show, can I pitch this to BET? And I was like, hell yeah. You know, what you talking to me for? You should be talking to them anyway. And so she pitched it to BET, and some time had passed, and she called back and she said, Patricia, girl, we were a day late and $1 short. They just signed Monique to do the Monique show. I was like, God damn. Now, I was happy for her, but I was sad for me, because that was like a big opportunity. I was happy for Monique, but I knew it was coming. I knew that the late night talk show host spot needed to be filled, right? And that was my whole reasoning for approaching Rodney Perry to do the Rodney Perry Show. So ergo, when she told me we were a day late and $1 short, I could have just died, because I immediately thought about the fact that I had to create a whole different show to have him as a guest, to show him what I was trying to do. And those 90 days made a big difference. Made a big difference. And so then he and Monique had a radio show, right? And he thought that because they worked together on the radio show, that he probably could automatically get the job of a co-host. When he realized that BET was like, we don't know him like that, right? BET they weren't anxious to hire him as a co-host, and he needed a reel. Yeah, he needed a reel, and called me to put the reel together. And I did. And that reel was part of the reason that he got hired on the Monique show. I didn't hear from him for a very long time after that. It was hard because it was kind of hurtful, because when you help people, they forget about you, you know. And I'm thinking we really are friends, but you realize that they really weren't your friends. They wanted to be around me for what I was doing for them. And see, a lot of people don't know, I started the comedy show at the Hollywood Park Casino in Inglewood. And I used to go around and put flyers on people's cars late in the middle of the night after I got off work and stuff. Rodney and a few other people I knew would help me put flyers on the cars. And I would also let them be the headliner. Everybody wanted to be the headliner. And I'll go into a different story more in depth later on a different episode about the stand-up comedy thing. People found out what I did, you know, and what I was doing, and a lot of people were jealous. A lot of people were trying to figure out how I got to do that, and who was helping me and who was behind me. And it was me. It was me. I wrote a proposal to the Hollywood Park Casino to do a comedy show. You know, people think that you don't know how to do things, or just because you don't have money, just because you don't have a car, or just because of whatever, that you're not intelligent, you don't know how to do certain things. And I did all of that through God giving me ideas and me following through with what he told me to do. And that's how I ended up with that show. And what a lot of people don't know is I scheduled to do those last 6 episodes of the Rodney Perry Show, and the night before the show, the dean called me or sent an email and told me I could no longer use the studio. They were canceling my shoot. And I said, you can't cancel my shoot. I already have people booked. I already have celebrities coming, people coming, crew coming. And it's a student project. Why are you canceling my show? And he just said, you can't do it. You know, everybody wanted to stop my progress for some reason, you know. So the advisor, and I love him to this day, my advisor over my student organization, I called him or told him in class or something that they were canceling my studio time and that I had everybody booked and all that. And he said, what? I said, yes. They told me I can't use studio. He said, wow, you already got it booked. I said, I know. He said, what time you need me to open the door? I say 7 a.m. And I was living on campus, baby. That man got out of his bed in Westchester and drove to East LA, to Cal State LA at 6 something to unlock my door for me at 7 o'clock in the morning, and went back home and got in the bed. You talk about that's having somebody's back. And because he unlocked that door, we taped those 6 episodes of the Rodney Perry Show, which moved his career forward. Yep. And then I turned around and made a compilation DVD of projects. None of the students want to be in the projects. None of them want to give me a project, right? I had access to the Channel 62 on campus. I think it was Channel 62, the CSULA student campus, where they have monitors all over the school in the hallways. And so I found out that the technical director ran that. And I said, hey, Matt, why are these TVs black, right? And he said, because none of the students will give me projects to put on for me to showcase. I said, well, can I give you some stuff to showcase? He said, yeah. I said, what I need to do? He said, just make a DVD and put it on loop. I said, okay. I looped every damn project that I ever did, right? Including the Rodney Perry Show. And I said, oh, wait, I need some commercials, right? Called this commercial, or they not really a commercial company, but they were doing, inspirational commercials. It was that company where you saw those commercials, pass it on, inspiration, pass it on. You know, they were really, really popular. And I'm beginning to see them again now. So I contacted them and told them what I was doing. They said, we'll send you 2 DVDs that you can use for educational purposes only. I say, ma'am, they will only be used on this campus. And so in between each project, I had a pass it on infomercial, commercial type thing that was inspirational and motivational for students and people. And baby, they lost their minds. They was like, who put that stuff on that TV? Where you get them commercials? Where you do this? Where you get that? I just did. I figured it out. And I worked with the people who wanted to work with me to get it done. That's why you see that. I had so many people hating me, baby. I can't even tell y'all I can't even tell y'all. They was hating me left and right. I had instructors coming to me. How you get students to come every week to your student organization? I said, I don't know. Ask them. I guess they like me. I guess they're learning something. So, I guess the moral of this story, keep doing you, no matter what. People are going to hate you for everything you know, you love, you like, you look. They're going to find something to hate you for. And they're going to do their best to stop you, baby. I'm telling y'all, I got them demons on me that I'm fighting every day that no person shouldn't have to fight by themselves. And I'll be tired as hell. But I keep getting up. I'll cry a little bit, wipe my tears, get up, think it's God to give me something else to do. Cry a little bit, get up, God give me something else to do. And every time I think I have a little foot in the door, here comes somebody else. That's my friend. He can't help you. That's my friend. I got another episode coming for that too. That's my friend. That's my business partner. He can't help you. Baby, I'm telling y'all, I've been through some stuff. Well, as you can see, I'm finally out of Rancho Palos Verdes. I'm headed back to the house. I ain't doing nothing else tonight. I'm going home and relax and watch a movie. I do have to work tomorrow, but thank y'all for watching In My Zone. I am Patricia Tone, and this has been another day in the life of a 50-plus unemployed filmmaker edition, playlist, whatever you want to call it. Remember to hit that subscribe button, leave a comment, leave a like, share this video and channel with your friends. I would greatly appreciate it, especially a subscribe and a comment. Thank y'all for watching. Take care, be blessed, spread love and joy. See you next time.